Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Muhammad Asim. I'm working as DevOps engineer. In this video, I will be covering the Kubernetes metric server, and in my previous video, I already show you how we can set up the EKS Kubernetes Carpenter deployment with the hands-on demo. So in this video, what I have done to save the time, I've already installed um, the Kubernetes Carpenter, and of course the deployment of Kubernetes are already done. So I've created a repository for you guys, and let me show you that part as well. So that is going to be the same repository. I will share the link of that particular repository in this video. And if you see this repository, I've added some commands. So these commands are with regard to the deployment of Kubernetes along with the Carpenter installation. So what Carpenter is, I already covered it. Now what I will be doing in this video, I will set up the metric server and I will show you the production ready auto scaling through Carpenter. So in my previous video, what I have done, I have manually scaled the pods, but instead of manually scaling, what I will be covering in this video, the installation of metric server and the on the basis of CPU utilization, we will be doing the artificial load testing on our application. And let's see. So let's begin. Let me navigate to my account. So in this account, I've already set up the Elastic Kubernetes. So let me show you guys and let me show you the nodes. So I have already one node just like the similar previous architecture. So this is our cluster, and now what I will be doing, let me open several tabs here. I will be open all the tabs separately to make sure that you should have everything in front of you available. So let me navigate to my repository and I will be setting up the metric server. So as far as the logs of Carpenter, I will be copying this and let me open this in another tab and let me paste the command. So with this command, we will be able to see the logs of Carpenter. You see, the logs are available. So currently we have not set up any metric server and all that stuff. So let me also open one another tab. Let me do sudo here. Okay, so simply what you have to do is copy this command with regard to the deployment of metric server and simply paste it in the terminal. So this is the official from AWS EKS. So what it does, it will create the service account, rollback, access control account, all the stuff with regard to the metric server it needs. It will set up for you guys. And simply if you do kubectl, let me do first of all, let me do all that stuff in the next tab. So simply let me click it next tab and do kubectl get all in all namespaces. So you should have idea that what we have available in our EKS. So let me just resize this terminal. Okay guys, so you see the Carpenter is already set up and all that stuff. So as far as the metric server, you see 30 seconds ago it has been set up, and with regard to the um, command regarding the metric server, let me show you that. So you can use either of these commands. So I'm going to simply use this command to see exactly about the metric server. So what metric server is, I mean, If you want to automatically scale, matrix server is actually after every 15 seconds will take the metrics from your nodes and pods and containers. Definitely containers are inside your pods, so those will be available through metrics, and we will set up policy, and I will show you that it is going to be through the command line. So scaling will be done accordingly. So for load testing, what we will be doing, we will be setting up a small PHP deployment. It is a very tiny application, and let me simply paste this command here, and with regard to that, let me simply remove this part and paste it. So it will set up the PHP application in the default namespace. If I do kubectl get all in default namespace, so I'm always doing all to make sure that you should be able to see what is available in a specific namespace or in all namespaces. So you see this container is in creation state, so let me do it again. This part I should say. Okay. So it is up and running, and other than that, let me navigate to the document. Okay. So now will be what we will be doing. We will be setting the HPA, which is the horizontal pod scaler, and we will be setting for a load testing section. This is the load testing section. Now, first of all, we will create the deployment of. I mean, we have already deployed the PHP Apache as a deployment. Now what we will be doing, I'm going to copy this command, and what it does, it will set up the CPU with regard to the PHP Apache. So you see the CPU limit, I mean it is going to limit to 200 millicores. This is the M is the unit for the millicores, and container name is this HP example. So I'm going to simply copy this command and I'm going to paste it here. So it is going to patch that particular deployment which we have already done in the previous command. You see this is the deployment I've already done, so it is going to patch that with this particular CPU limits, max CPU limits. So then I will be creating in the third step cluster IP service with this name php-apache. So simply create it. Once everything is set up, I will be showing again you the kubectl all in default namespaces. So this is the third command I've copied it. So for understanding, you can simply all the stuff what I'm doing here, you can do it, and you will have a better and easy understanding. So kubectl autoscale deployment PHP Apache CPU %50 min and max. So one thing I need to tell you that it is not just limited to CPU. You can set up to according to the CPU and memory limit as well. But this tutorial I'm focusing just on the CPU. So if the CPU limit on the pod increases, it is going to launch another pod, and how it is going to launch another pod, we are going to stress it. So let me set this stuff. So this is the HPA, and we will see the HPA, which is the horizontal pod scaler, and I will be showing you guys the HPA commands as well. So let me simply do first of all Control L to make sure that we should be on top of our terminal. So you see this is the uh, deployment and HPA. If I navigate to my talk again, and I'm going to simply first of all get the HPA. So this is the HPV setup, and in default namespace. So the reason I'm typing the default namespace is to show you guys if you set up HP in different namespace according to your requirements. So you must type the specific namespace for the filtration. So anyway, this is the HPA, and we can describe the HPA as well, and you can have more detail and let me uh, do that stuff as well. So this is the description of our HPA and all that stuff with regard to our HPA setup. So you see resource CPU on ports set to 15% as to 50%. Um, this we have already set up. So this is the detail with regard to the HPA. You can explore it more. And this is the deployment PHP Apache which we have set up. Okay. So let me also navigate to the other section. So we are now on the sixth part to create a pod to connect to the deployment. You run the following command. So this is the command. If you want to connect to the, let me also show you guys. Okay, let me update this part. So in this, I want to update this part here. Okay, so instead of this, I will be updating in a while. So let me show you that what I mean by that. So guys, I updated this sixth and seventh step. So simply what I will be doing to test the load on the pod in the namespace that you use in step one, which we already set up the deployment in step one. So we run the following command. So it is actually a load generator. We are going to use the busybox, and what we will be doing, we will be using the while loop, and we are going to sleep for this much second, and we are going to stress our application. So simply this is the PHP dash Apache, and let me show you first of all what we have in our default namespace. kubectl get all in default namespace. Okay, so just wait for a bit. So we should be able to see what we have in our default namespace. So you see this is our PHP Apache and all the stuff. This is the service we have. So this is the service PHP dash Apache in our default namespace, and this is the deployment and HPA, all that particular setup you see which we have in our default namespace. So as you know, this is for understanding. So what we will be doing, we'll be hitting this service. So the service name is this, and it is going to be simply stressed out by using this command. So this is the service. Sorry, this is the service with this in the service section. Okay, let me refresh it. So what you see now, it is stressing our application, and I'm going to keep this tab open, and I'm going to open right click and new tab. And if I do sudo and let me do kubectl get get pods in default namespace. So these are the pod in you see currently in pending state, and this load is now and I'm going to show you all the loads and what we have in our default namespace. So let me also do get all as well, and I will be showing you the actual happening in our uh, EC2 section. As I told you that I have a previous video. You see the provisioning of you see initialization of these worker nodes is automatically begun because we have already set up the carpenter. So there is no, let me show you, traditional autoscaler which we set up in past. So we are using the Terraform Kubernetes Carpenter, and let me also show you the logs with regard to the Carpenter. So I've already opened the Carpenter. You see it is now started provisioning the compute nodes which it requires, and also I will be showing you the loads, what we have, the load percentage and all that stuff. You see, so what we have set up 50%, and what we are I mean what sort of load we have. So also let me navigate to the other section. So this is simply the seventh part is the script, which is I've already made it once. So just I want to show you, this is the command we used for stress testing. And let me open this in another tab, HPA, and let me open another tab for you guys, so we should have at least better understanding. So I'm going to paste it here. So you see I'm using the watch command, and it is now showing the level of load on the targets. And I'm going to also show you the kubectl top commands, and you can have help with regard to this command as well. And let me open one another tab, and so you can have idea with regard to the kubectl top command. It will show us the memory and CPU utilization of nodes and pods, even container in those particular pods. So let me type first this command, kubectl top node. So if the matrix server is set up, this command will work, because it is going to call those API of the matrix server. You see what is the load and CPU percentage. As I told you, this tutorial is specifically focusing on the CPU utilization, and we are going to scale on the basis of the CPU utilization. Although you see these metrics are showing the memory as well. So this is the more stuff we are actually looking at, the CPU utilization. So let me navigate to the pod section, what we have on the pod side. So it will show us the top pods. So, and I will be showing you the IPs of these new nodes provision. You see, this is the PHP, Apache, and all that stuff provision. You see, so let me also show you the other stuff with regard to that. So also see our pods are running or not. Let me also navigate to the other tabs. Okay, let me open one other tab, and if I do sudo kubectl get pods in default namespace, so let's see whether our pods are in running state or pending state. So you see, because of the carpenter as a groupless autoscaler, our pods are running. Excuse me. So we are now able to see that, you see, let me show you that. So it has launched the right size right size EC2 host machine on which our pods are living. And you see it has launched one, two, three, four pods, and it has automatically launched itself. Although if I navigate to EKS section, you see this is my default selection of T3 medium, as I already covered in my past video that um, this is the managed worker node, and you see the limit I set up is just min max limit. You see this is the min max limit, so it is not actually using this auto scaling groups. EKS Carpenter not use that, so it is provision nodes itself, choosing the right size and everything. So with regard to that, I've already covered how it is how it works, so I'm not going to cover the EKS Carpenter in this video, but I just want to show you that through stress testing what we have in our EKS Kubernetes, and everything is now, you see, we are able to see. And I guess let me just try the last command. Maybe the flags are missing. Let me test it. Okay, that's fine. So now through this command, we are able to see the kubectl top pods containers. So inside pod we have containers, and you see the name of these containers are HPA example. So if you navigate to the first section, you see the container names. So I mean, we should be able to see everything by using this kubectl top command, and we should have a better understanding about our application, how it behaves. So we are continuously I mean stressing our application. Let me show you guys. So you see, so it is stressing out. So let me press Control C here. Load generator terminated. So let me navigate to the logs of EKS Carpenter. So these are the logs of EKS Carpenter. So guys, you have idea about, now you have idea about this, and let me simply remove. Let me close. In fact, we are closing to our uh, we are very much near to the end of our video, and I'm going to simply delete these pods now. So PHP Apache, I'm going to delete the HPA service and deployment, and I'm going to also delete the pod load generator as well. So these are the two commands. So let me first of all see kubectl get pods. Okay, and I just want to now remove it. So you see, I've just removed it, and you see the stress level has reduced from, you see, 82%, 52% to this 0%. So after a few while, it is going to start removing the pods, because the size of the pod we set up min and max. Min is 1 and max was 10. So let me pause the video and I will be back in a while. So guys, now we will be looking to see the scaling section as well. So it should be automated, and I'm going to show you that command kubectl describe HPA. And if you run this command kubectl describe HPA, you will see the description. First of all, it will tell us that it has actually rescaled to 9, and now if all of a sudden when the load on that particular pods are reduced, it now saying the rescales metric as well. Resize, you see, size reduces from 10, 9, 8, 5, and 1. And also what I've done previously, I've run this command kubectl get nodes. So we have from the UI already show you that we have you know, multiple nodes, and after that I've run this command. You see it tell us that this much nodes has provision. So if I run this command again, you see it has now reduced to 2. Let me navigate to the UI section and simply refresh it. So after refreshing it, you will see that those extra nodes which are actually provisioned are going to automatically terminate it. So what is the advantage of that? It is not just save your cost as well, but it requires only those nodes, extra nodes on which your pods are going to be running. So it is going to be done automatically, and it is going to done so quickly. I mean, you have to just wait 1 2 minutes. In past, if you use the EKS autoscaler, it is not that efficient. You have to wait at least 10 to 15 minutes, and with the EKS I just tested it, it will take about I guess uh, 2 or 3 minutes. So we are now almost moving to the end of our video, and let me simply remove all the pods, and you see I'm only having one node running on this pod, uh, on this it is EC2 section, extra node. So if I do kubectl get pods in default namespace, so you see we have now only one PHP application running, because the load, artificial load we have put on our application is now reduced. And these are the command. Let me also run these commands again to show you what we have, what sort of load and CPU we have, and kubectl top nodes, top pods, and it is happening automatically. And containers as well. Anyway, this is fine. Okay. Um, okay, these are the previous one. Leave it. So what I will be doing, I'm going to simply remove this. So before actually manually removing this, I've already shown you that how it is going to scale in automatically as well. So scale out, I shown you through the artificial stress testing on the application, and also I shown you the scale in feature which is going to be automatically happen through the deployment of EKS Carpenter. And I'm going to now delete all that stuff. By deleting it, it is going to also remove that particular nodes. In fact, one node which is provisioned by the EKS Carpenter. And let me also delete that particular load generator as well. Okay, we have already pressed Control C on that. Okay, now if I navigate to the logs of Carpenter, so you see it, as soon as I deleted, it has added the TTL. As in my past video I already shown you the Carpenter TTL I set up in the YAML file is of 30 seconds. You can set up more or less depend on your need. So if I navigate to the UI section, it should also in few minutes remove this single node as well. So let me refresh it. So currently it is running. Okay, in fact, it is now shutting down, you see. So it is now in shutting down state. So guys, this is the complete um, hands-on demo. In detail, I've shown you how scale out, scale in happen. We have set up the deployment of Matrix server. We use the kubectl top command to see the CPU utilization, memory utilization. So if you like the video, please like, share and subscribe my channel and share this video as much as you can. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.